President tonight. Rav Haber says, I don't know. We know that the Torah is called the Oragonos, the light that is Baruch Hu hid in the Torah. So when I'm writing, I have the feedback from such tzaddikim like you, that they give me the inspiration. So we know each other in a different way, in a more ruchnistic way. So, Shalom Abruch Meira. My English is not the highest vocabulary, but the heart is over here, and the language will try to do the best. We're having preparation for Hanukkah, the great mitzvah of Hanukkah, Shemesh Hanukkah. Who doesn't know the reason for that? The Gemara says, "My Hanukkah." The Gemara in Shabbat Daf Chafalach on the place, "My Hanukkah." The Toner Rabbanon. The Gemara says, when they went into the Heichel, into the Beis Hamikdash, Timu kol hashmanim, they were metama all the shemen, and then they went back into the Beis Hamikdash, and they searched for shemen tahor, for clean, for pure shemen that was not toma. Bodku, they searched the lematzu, and they didn't find only pach echad shel shemen tahor, shoher chosom b'chasuma shel kohen gadol. There was only for one night adloke. So we know already the Shemona Yomim is known from the Maram Prague that the number 8 symbolizes Lamala Derech HaTeva, because the Derech HaTeva, the symbolization of Derech HaTeva is 7, the Shivas Yemei Bereshis. The number 8 is Lamala Min HaTeva, it's higher than the Teva, and that is the reason why the mitzvah from Bris Milah, the first mitzvah from every Jew, is when he's old Ben Shemona Yomim, because that brings him into the mode, into the Lamala Min HaTeva, that he should be able, even in this world, with all the nisyonos, to connect HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But amazingly, what is going on with the Milchama about Shemen? We're talking about Yevonim. Yevonim, the Greeks, the philosophers that didn't believe supposedly in the Torah. They believed only in nature, in Derech HaTeva. Whatever you understand, that's what you should do. If you don't understand, don't do it. We say in Alanissim, Kisha'omdo Malchus Yovan Arshu Al Amcho Yisrael Ashkichem Torusecho. They wanted to make us forget the Torah. How? We shouldn't do things that are chukim, which, what's the difference between chukim and mishpatim? Chukim is laws that we don't understand, like paradigma. Do only what you understand. That's the way they wanted to make us forget from the Torah. So they were philosophers that didn't believe in the Torah. So those great Geberim are Kanko Yerushalayim, they go into the Beis Hamikdash, and what do? The Gemara doesn't say Nitmeu kol hashmanim shebeheichu. All the oil became toma. Timu kol hashmanim. They did it on purpose. They went from one pitcher to the other, from one bottle oil to the next one, and beat mitama. And the Rambam also says, Portia Peretz is beheichu. And they were metama the shmanim. So what's going on? Why was it so important for them to be metama kol hashmanim shebeheichu? And zelu mazeh, when the Hashmonaim were menatzeach, they went in and they looked for shemen tor, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a nest. They should be able to put on the menorah, to light the menorah with shemen tor. What's the big deal about shemen? So Meirav Rabbi Sai, if we look into the shemen, oil that comes out of shemen zayis, the Beit Cholech of shemen zayis, what is shemen, the symbolize of shemen? The Gemara says in Horius, Omer Reb Yochanan, Keshem shehazayis kosher leshichecho. Just like when you eat the zayis, it brings shichas atayre. If you eat the olive without the shemen, we add shemen. But just like when you eat zayis itself, it causes shikha. You forget what you're learning. You forget it's shikha. Kach. If you eat shemen zayis, the oil that comes out from the olives is as killer as it and it brings back limit the Torah from Shivin Shonim. So why does Zayis bring Shikha while Shema Zayis brings Zikaron? But we can understand that. David HaMelech says in Tehillim, Bonecho kishesilei zeisim soviv l'shulchanecho. Your children are like shesilei zeisim, the trees of the olives around your table. Zayis, if you eat zayis, the zayis has all the oil hidden in the fruit. But if you eat the zayis, that shows that you are raising your children like olives, and the kishroinas, the talents, the oil stays within. You don't work to get it out. The chinuch is only, you're doing your job very, very lazy. Shemen zayis, how do you do shemen zayis? You need to press the olives. You need to do it with the right techniques to take out the shemen that's hidden within that olive. That is the explanation. If you are raising your children, if you are raising them just like they are, you let them go. You don't put in koiches to take out the talents that are hidden within them. Then kosher l'shikha. The memory of Torah will not go from generation to generation. It will not, the continuation will not be the way it should be. But if you have shemazais, you are giving the child inspiration of chizuk to get out his talents. That is shemazais. That is asgula lezikoran. Then you can be assured that the Messiah HaTorah will be continued from generation to generation. And that Moira V'Raboisa was the big milchama between the Yevonim and the Chashmonoim on putting on the menorah with Shemen Toher. The Gemara says, Harogil Bener. If somebody is Rogil Bener, Rashi says, Ner Shabbos and Ner Chanukah. Havalai Bonim Tomid Chachomim. If you are remembering putting on the Ner at night, then you will have children Tomid Chachomim. The meaning, as from what we say, the meaning is that you should learn the lesson of Meir. That in order to have Shemen Zayis Zoch, you need to press the Zayis to take out the talents that it's hidden within the Zayis. And it has to be Shemen Tohor, pure Shemen. The way we got the Torah from Moshe Rabbeinu Bahar Sinai, and from generation to generation, the Messiah HaDoros that's going from father to son until our days. That's the Shemen Toher. But the Yevonim, Nechnesu Lahechel Timo Kol Hashmanim. They wanted and they knew if we want to Lashkichem Torah Seicho, if we want them forget the Torah, we need to do it like the Zayis, that the Shemen shouldn't be pure. You shouldn't work on taking out the real Shemen, the pure Shemen of Torah, in Chochmas HaTorah, in Yerushalayim, that's being handed to us from generation to generation. With this, we can understand the mitzvah from Adlokas Ner Chanukah. We see by the mitzvah from Adlokas Meir Rabbi said it's going to be in a few days, that we're going to be Sunday night, we're going to start putting on the Neiris Chanukah. So we see by the mitzvah for Hanukkah a thing that we don't see in any mitzvah of Rabbanon. In every mitzvah, there are Netilas Yadayim. There's halacha. How you mekayim Netilas Yadayim? How you mekayim the mitzvah for Eruvin? How you read the Megillah? In Hanukkah, you have something that you have 3 ways how to be mekayim the mitzvah. The Gemara says, Tana Rabbanan, Ner Chanukah Ish Ubeiser. 1 lechtel, 1 ner for the entire family. V'amahadran, those who want to upgrade the mitzvah and do it in a higher level, ner l'chol echad ve'echad. You put on a ner for every member of the family. V'amahadran and amahadran. Those who want to even go to a 3rd level, we are passing the halacha like Beis Hillel, the machlokes of Bishama Beis Hillel. The first night you put on 1 ner, the second night 2 nairas, the third 3, etc., till you get to the number of 8, which altogether is Lamed Vav nairas. You can get the Lamed Vav Mesechtas, 30 Shabbat Peh. So we have in Hanukkah 3 levels of putting on being mekayim the mitzvah, which we don't have in any mitzvah the Rabbanon. So let's first see the magnificence, the teaching that we can learn from the mitzvah. The basic mitzvah is ner isha baisa. You need to bring in the light of Torah. Kineir mitzvah v'Torah oir. You need to bring in the ner mitzvah v'Torah oir into the house. That the house should hear the voice of Torah, the music of Torah, the atmosphere of Torah in Yerushalayim. That's ner ish ubeisa. But a mahadran, ner l'chol echad ve'echad. If you want to be matzliach, if you want to be mekayim, what we learned a minute ago, a rogel b'ner, havalei banim tamid chachomim. You should have banim tamid chachomim. You should have daughters that go b'derech ha'Torah v'ha'masoros. Ner l'chol echad ve'echad. You should be aware, to look, to seek, and to find the talent of every child, which everyone is different than the other one. Like the known word, the known famous word, who doesn't know the word, but we need to apply it, not only to know the word. What Shlomo Melech says in Mishlei, Chanoich lenar al pidarkoi gam ki yaskin leyoser memenu. You should be mechanech, you should raise the child, the nar, according to his nature, like the Vilna Gaon explains the pasuk. That you need to, every child is different. Why you need to be mechanech al pidarkoi? Because that's his nature. God, you can teach him how to control that nature. But if you're an introvert and he's the opposite, you can't change him. If you try to make him who you are, you'll ruin him. You need to be a mechanech according to his personality. So a mahadran is not only ner ishi beisor. I need to give to my family my knowledge, my kabbalahs, the way I got from my parents. But I also, if I want to be mahadran, I need to pay attention. Ner lechol echad ve'echad. I need to see every child and every member of the family, what makes him tick, how I can inspire him. And for that, that's almost lamala mederech hateva. And I'll say why? Because we learn in the Mishnah Pirkei Avos, al todanas chavercho ad shetagia limkoyme. Don't judge your friend until you get to his situation. You can't say, why are you like this? Why? You don't know what the person has gone through. So the Sforim Abdoshim say, the Sfasemes, that you cannot judge a person until you're going to get to his place, and you'll never get to his place. Because each and every person is different than the other. We all have fingerprints, but none are the same. I always say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not create copies. He creates originals to show that every person has a different mission in this world. So if I need to raise B'lian Hara, children, 8 children, 5, everybody, the number that Kadosh Baruch Hu gives him, and I need to connect to every child, which is different than the other, and they're different than me. So how can I connect? How can I judge him? How he does, how he's learning, if I don't get into his place? You know what the answer is, Meir Rabbi side? The kasha is a big kasha. But the Peretz is, that's why the Gemara says, in Masechtas Kedushin, Daf Lamed Amud Beis, Shloishu Shutfim Ba'odam. There's 3 partnerships in every child that's born. There's 3 Shutfim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Aviv, Ve'imoy. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the father and the mother. Why does HaKadosh Baruch Hu need to be a Shutaf? Because without HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we would not be able to understand every child. So when we are raising the children, and we need to understand the children, we need to pick up our eyes and say, Rebbeinu Shalom, you're a Shutaf. Help me to understand how to get to the child, how to connect, how to be able not to knock him down, but to give him the or, the light of Torah, to give him to inspire him with Torah Yerushalayim in the right way. And that is Ner L'chol Echad Ve'echad. And then the third level is Meir Rabbi side. Laila Rishon Mavlik Echad. The first night you put on only 1 Ner, and in the second night you put on 2 Neiros and 3, and it's every weiter. What's the lesson over here? The lesson is over here to your own self, to our own self, and also how to be mechanech our children. We need to do, and I think that we can explain that. We ask the question, why by Hanukkah we have something that we don't have in any mitzvah d'Rabbanan. 3 levels how to be mekayim the mitzvah. Basic, Nerisha Beisoy, Mahadran for every child, for every member, and Mahadran and a Mahadran to add every night another nail. So let's take a look at the letter Yovan. Yovan, Kehillas Yovan, that's the way it's called in the Gemara. Yovanim is plural, but Yovan is single. Kehillas Yovan. If we look at the letters Yovan, we see a most interesting thing. You see, there's 3 lines. Yovan is 3 letters. Each one is a line, not like an aleph, not a. Yovan is a short line. Vav is a little bit longer, and Nun is the longest. What is the meaning of that? So, Meir Rabbi say, I must admit, sometimes that when I don't have a drasha, I take from the Shvile Pinchas. And I brought for Rav Haber the Sefer, and I thought that I'm going to quote from the Sefer. So I explained it, and I understand, and to me it's almost pshat. If I would have the guts, I would repeat it this year again. But I need to make sure what should I do. I need no by the shame. But I think that the pshat is, the Gemara says, in Masechtas Shabbos, a Mordiki Gemara, the Gemara says, Kach darke shel Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara doesn't begin causing to bring us to do an avera right away. Kach darke shel Yetzer Hara. So the Gemara says, Hayoim oimelo yasei kach. Today, he tells you to do. Only stop learning 50 minutes before. Instead of learning a half an hour, learn only 50 minutes. Tomorrow, he says, okay, now only 5 minutes. You learned enough this week. Until he gets to the real stuff and says, he brings you to the worst of areas that can be. So let's remember, 3 levels. It's not yet an Isser. You're learning, but a little bit less. There was a big tzaddik, Zalishitz Rebbe, Reb Shem Klingberg. He was never killed in the Holocaust. Hashem Yinkin. I think Mekubal and a gewaltige Magid. He explained, B'matan Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu, V'kidashtem hayoim emochar. You should be Mekadesh Am Yisrael hayoim emochar. Today and tomorrow. He says, what's hayoim emochar? Teach them not to fight the Yetzer Hara when it comes already with the Haber. But hayoim and mochor, hayoim oimel asay kach, and mochor oimel asay kach. When it tells you today do only a little and tomorrow, the hayoim and mochor start fighting with it. What's the mezuzah? The mezuzah is by the doorstep, by the Pesach, by the door. Why? Because if we are going to think and be ma'ayin in the Gemara that the three ways of the Yetzer Hara, hayim oimel asay kach. Today it tells you do a little bit of Haber, and until you get to the third level, that fits in so perfectly and alludes to the Gemara Masechet Sukkah, Daf Nun Beis, Amud Beis of the Gemara, that the Yetzer Hara brings, the pasuk has three names, which are three levels: Heilech, Oirech, and Ish. What's Heilech? He just passes through. He goes out. Just passes through. He walks in the doorstep and says, "Good morning, how are you?" And he goes out. That's it. He's friendly. The second level is Oirech. He's a guest. Comes in. How was your day? A bit tired. Well, you go running to the cemetery. Goes out. Until he gets the third level is Ish. He becomes balabos. He controls you what to do and what not to do. Three levels. Heilech, Oirech, Ish. The Kemarna says Amoydik Gematria that Heilech, Oirech, Ish, the way it says in the Pasuk, is Begematria Yetzer Hara. Exactly. Because that's the Yetzer Hara, the three levels. So if we want to fight the Yetzer Hara, what should we do? We should not let him in. Not wait till he becomes a Oireach or till he becomes Balabos. Then it's very hard to throw him out. We must, that's the mezuzah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Ufsaftom al mezuzah besecho. By the doorstep, before he comes in, don't let him in the house. The house is a sanctuary of Kedusha, a sanctuary of Torah. Don't let him be a Heilech, then he will not become a Oreach, and he will not become a Ish. These three levels are symbolized by Yavon. Yud, he begins Yavonim a little bit. Just open the phone, just watch this, watch that. I'm not going into detail. Yetzer Hara has his ways how to do it. That's the Yud, small line. Then, Mochor, from a Yud, you get above a longer line. Until the third level is the Nun, which symbolizes the Nun Sharei Tumah, 50 levels of Tumah. The Zere Kodesh said that Sotn is the Rosh Hashanah, Nun Sharei Tumah. That's his goal, to bring it in the lowest level of Tumah that we shouldn't even be able to get out. So that is the Yevonim Kisha'om the Malchus Yovon. Take a look, the Chachmeinu Zal, who the Chashmonoim, the Bnei Yisrael, who made the Nusach of Kisha'om the Malchus Yovon Arsho. Take a look at the three letters Yovon, and you will see how they are working. And until he gets the study. And that's the way the Wort of Lashkichem Torah says. So what do we need to learn from that? We need to learn from that when it comes to Sur Meirah, to fight them, we should fight them on the first level, not to let them in the doorstep. And that's why where do we put on the Chanukah? Where's the halacha? Mezuzah b'yamin, and their Chanukah mismol. The mezuzah on the right hand side is Sur Meirah. We're not letting him the Yetzer Hara. The Ner Chanukah mismol is ba'avodas Hashem. We also need to learn ma'oivet ha'chakmeinu. We need to learn just like he's doing to throw us in his nest. In Kedusha, you can't jump on the highest level. And on this, I think there's a very, very important word that I think I want to share with my brothers. That's a moiridik word that from experience, from people. There's the Medrash says, "Vayara Elokim es kol asher oso v'hinei toiv moed." So the Medrash says, "V'hinei toiv ze yetzer toiv, moed ze yetzer hara." The Gemara says, "Why is moed called the yetzer hara?" So I once heard a word of a big tzaddik. He says, The Yetzer Hara is toiv. He says, be good. Don't be too good. Be good. You've worked all day. Come, learn, share. The Yetzer Hara wants to overcome you. What does he say? No! Learning an hour. What's learning an hour? What's learning a half an hour? Those are the, you need to learn 2-3 hours a night. Toiv ma'oid. And then he knows you won't be able to do it. So he's got you in his nest, in his reshet. Don't be toiv ma'oid ze Yetzer Hara. That's who needs your learning. You need to learn with Ian 5-6 hours. That's the Yetzer Hara. That's the Yetzer Hara. So just like Yovel, we have 3 levels of Hayom Sekach, but Kedusha, there's also 3 levels. The mitzvah for Ner Chanukah, mitzvah Lanicha, Ner Shebesoy. And then little by little you upgrade and you go to a higher level. And then on the highest level you also must remember that Yom Rishon Mablik Echad, only one Ner. Take one thing. Take it. We make a cheshman eifel. We're becoming older. We need our children become older. We need to be a dugma, a sample for a living sample to our children. So let's begin one ner at a time. Being kaveh itim l'Torah. For those who have big nisyonos, start with 15 minutes a day. But that 15 minutes should be kodesh kodeshim by you and by your wife, the women. I'm not throwing the fries at them. But the women can give the feeling that the chachmas noshim bonsa beisai. The biggest enjoyment you can give me is if you go to the Beis Medrash and you learn and you're kaveh itim l'Torah. And then if you succeed, you add a little bit in the morning. You daven with kavanah. Moiseh v'hoilech, every day you're adding. And that is the real Mechoma Keneged Malchus Yovain. And that is remembering the Shemen that we are pressing from the Zaysim, that we are being Mechanach our children, that each one should be able to bring out the talents that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created it with. So that is Moira Rabbi said, the Musar Haskell from Chanukah. And we must know that Chanukah is 8 days. So someone asks, so what's after the 8 days? It's over. No. The Sediras Shabbos says, what is the Yomim Tovim, that they're only 1 day a year? No, the Yomim Tovim are constantly in our lives. Why? So he explains it in his language. There are foods that we need to eat every day to be healthy. But there are vitamins that it's enough once a year. The body needs some vitamins that you take once a year. He says there are mitzvahs that we need to do every day. Put on tefillin, learn Torah, say Meir Brochas B'chol Yoyim with Kavanah. But there are mitzvahs that it's enough once a year to give us nourishment for the entire year. So Meir Rabbi said, we must believe, and we believe on Imam B'minah Shlema. The fight with the Yevonim, with the Tarbis Yovim, is not over, unfortunately. We see the Yevonim, we see the Tarbis Yovim in so many Yiddish houses that there's no Shema Yisrael, there's no Oman Yehei Shmei Rabba. The Melchama with the Yevonim is continued. By putting on the neiros from Hanukkah, by remembering and learning all the messages that we learn from the neiros Hanukkah, to be choying the nest of Shem and Toher, that gives us the energy to be able to be matzliach all year long, how to overcome Tarbus Yovim, how to overcome the Yevonim of our days, and all the tests and all the nisyonis. So we want to end up, the Eibushes are helping, but we should be able to absorb the Ner Chanukah and incorporate all the messages that we learn from Chanukah, to be able to bring in the Or Torah, the Ner Mitzvah B'Torah Or in our houses, and to be shomer with the mezuzah, not to let in the house things that are not supposed to be in the house. And in this case, we will have siyata d'shemaya to raise our children and to have great nachas and to have all Yeshuas and Refoels from Hanukkah, whoever needs children, shidduchim for children, health, and everything that we need. Be'ezer Hashem Yisborach, al piyas ha'goel tzedek, and then we'll be makuyim or chodesh al tziyim tor b'mheira b'yimeinu. Amen.